All right, hey everybody. Hey, I hope everyone's having a wonderful week so far. Today, y'all, I went over to the job, to the pressing track, the one that we've been talking about. Finished getting some logs down off the hill over there. Smooth the roads back down for Mr. David, and cut a couple snags. Had some snags that was hanging. I wanted to get them cut down and get them out of the way, so that way, it wouldn't be dangerous, overhead hazards and whatnot. But anyway, today what I'm going to do right quick, I got to pick some peas this afternoon before it gets dark in my pea patch. But one thing I want to do is I want to show y'all this little pea sheller that I've had it for years. I've only used it just a handful of times, and it's been up in the loft of the barn. It's dusty. I'm going to take Marcy's leaf blower. She got one of them little battery-powered leaf blowers. Man, that thing's handy. And I'm going to take that leaf blower and blow it off. It's got a lot of dust on it. But before we do that and get into this pea patch, I want to take you over here and show you what the mules are doing in their leisure time when they're not working. And here lately, we've been working on a log truck and then starting this track of timber and having to pull off. Man, they really hadn't done nothing. They just been kind of hanging out. But I want to take y'all over here right quick and just show you kind of what they do in their off time. All right, now I'm out here at the mule barn, and Brownie's up here. He normally comes up to the barn before everybody else does. And Brownie's our little miniature pony there, Sarah Beth's little pony. He normally comes in first before everybody else does. But here's the mules. They're over here in Brownie's lot. That's his side over there. And they know that they're going to get fed, so they're going to start coming over here where I'm at. And May, she's always first. She's been here on this farm the longest out of anybody. She was born here. Hey, big girl. Hey, you have a good day. All right, and then the rest of them, they'll come on in just a minute. Let me go over here and open Brownie's stall door and let him in. But what I want to point out to you is that right down there, y'all, the gate's open. And they can go out in the pasture and do whatever they want to during the day. This is Brownie's pen. I let him have the stall because winters are getting kind of hard on him. He's 35 this year, I do believe. There comes June. And let's see, that'll be Kate coming next. And then Alice bringing up the rear. Come on in, girls. Come on. Come on, Kate. Y'all know you ain't supposed to be in there. Come on. Come on, Alice. All right. Throw a little chain back over his gate. And now he can kind of have his pen back to himself. It works out good for everybody, I think. But again, this is May. This is Alice right here. Alice and Brownie are big buddies. And May's always been kind of partial to Brownie too, because he was here when she was born. And she's always known him. So, all right, this is June coming here. Hey, big girl. You don't know what this is, do you? You've seen it before, but you just ain't sure about it. But they're fat and slick. Ain't none of them hurting. They eat good. Kate's got to use the bathroom, looks like. And then, of course, May is my silent stalker. She follows me everywhere I go. She's kind of like a dog. You can't get rid of her. Y'all ready to eat, ain't you? But I just want to let y'all know that while they're not working, they got access to go out there in the pasture and they can run around and have a good time. They got, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 acres down there to run in, do what they want to. So when they're not working for me in the woods, they're just getting to be mules, getting to hang out, in a herd type setting, everybody together, and just be mules. Nothing crazy. Just get to hang out together and do what mules do. Ain't that right, Alice? Now, it may just be my opinion, y'all, but I think they have a pretty good life. They got to work every now and then. And when they do work, they get hot, just like me. But the majority of the time, they're just doing right here. They're doing this, what they're doing right now. Alice, she stands right over there a lot because that's where Brownie's stall is. You see Kate back over there, that's her right over there. Well, May's in the way. This is what May does. May stays with me. Here's Kate right here. She likes to get in there in the stall and face outwards. You just getting all up in the camera's way, ain't you? You can't nobody see nothing. You just in the way. I need to give them a haircut. My granddaddy and all my old mule timer buddies will be pretty ashamed of me right now for not giving my mule a haircut. And those of you that know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. But anyway, I think my mules have a good life. What do y'all think? Let me know down there in the comments. You know, they get to be mules. They're not just workers. They get to have time off and just be mules. You know, do what they do. Kate, let's see, May and June are 3 years old this year. Yeah, 3 years old this year. Kate and Alice are 5 years old this year. You know, so they're still growing. You know, I haven't overworked them. This young team, May and June, they haven't worked an awful lot. So they, you know, they're still growing, developing and whatnot. And y'all, I take care of my mules. In case y'all haven't picked up on that, they're good and fat. I feed them good. I feed them all they want. I don't hold back on the feed. I let them have every bit that they want. Plenty of hay, plenty of grass, clean water. You know, and in situations like this job that we've been on, you know, hey, I'm not going to risk my mules, y'all. You know, if you turn a bulldozer over or a skidder or something like that, it ain't hard to find another one. You can just go down there, you know, the local machinery shop, and you can just about get you another skidder or a dozer. But when you lose a good pair of mules like these are, to me, now I don't want to sound arrogant to anybody at all, but these mules are good for me. And if I were to lose them, something were to happen to them, yeah, I could go find another pair of mules, but it would take me a long time to train them and get them back to where they're productive in the woods for me. So that's something you have to think about too, or at least I do. So anyway, let's go around here to this pea patch and pick a few peas, and then I want to show y'all this pea shiller right quick. It's a pretty cool little deal. I think y'all like it. All right, I got this GoPro on my head now because I thought maybe y'all might could appreciate you know, what I'm seeing. And I know I'm picking kind of fast, but it'll give you a little bit better idea of what I'm looking at. See, these are different colors. Like these ones are a little bit more wider. They're starting to dry out. Sometimes they're not big and they start drying out. But you just kind of got to wade down through here. And right now I'm in between. This is 2 rows right here, and then there's 2 rows right over there. And I'm just kind of straddling 2 rows, or not straddling. I'm in between 2 rows. Here's a wad peas. A lot of times they'll be, you know, right together. They'll mature at the same rate. I don't expect there to be a whole lot down here in this area, just because of, you know, what I was telling you about the soil being too acidic. And I didn't think about that when I first planted this garden, because we get with the 3 pine trees right here, and then I think there were about 2 or 3 right in here where we're at. And that makes sense now, because my garden down here on this end is just not growing as good. I'm gonna do a soil sample though, before I plant next time. Here's my okra. It's done got away from me. It's done got too big. Those pods, once, you know, you want a pod on okra that's about like that. That's a good size pod. You know, you get some like this that's that big and they just ain't as good. I mean, you can do it, but they're not as good. All right, let me get back in my peas here. Now, hopefully we'll get enough to, a bucket full will make enough to eat. Hopefully we'll get that much. Right now we ain't got a whole lot, so I don't know. We may have to wait a couple days before we get enough to eat. This year my garden has just not been what I wanted it to be. I've been behind on everything. The rain has kind of got me. It's been pretty rough. And see, there's one pea right there that's good size, but there's a lot of young ones right in here. They'll be ready here in another week or so. So I'll just leave them, let them keep growing. Now as we get closer back up here toward the top of the garden, we ought to get into a lot more peas. It wouldn't hurt for me to spray them with some bug spray. They're starting to get some sting marks on them here and there, but they're not as bad as I've had them in the past. I have had them to where they, you know, the bugs will sting them pretty bad and stunt their growth. But these ain't got a whole lot of sting marks on them. That's good. Let's see, here's a bunch right in here that's already starting to dry. And you will go and pick them because they're just gonna get drier and drier. They won't be no good. I missed them when I was coming down. I was anticipating more. Maybe I should have left my big bucket in the barn, and we might have got some more than what we're getting. I think I got my hopes up a little too much. I knew it was getting time to pick them though. When I was a boy and my grandparents used to make me pick peas, I absolutely hated it. Now some of my favorite pastime is being out here in the garden and picking my peas and tending to it and thinking about my childhood, you know, the way we used to do things, stuff I used to dread. But if I could go back and spend just another day or two with my grandparents, you know, doing what we used to do, I would. I miss my grandparents a lot. They're the ones that raised me. Y'all would have liked my granddaddy. He was a mule man for sure. He was born in 1923, I believe. And grandmother was born in 1929. So they were definitely old school. They've seen a lot of changes over the years. All right, let me get back in my row. I just saw some out here on the outside that needed picking. Here's some. I like them when they grow in threes like that. It makes them easy to pick. They mount up a lot quicker. They're not super heavy, so you know, as you start getting a bucket full, they don't weigh you down too bad. Of course, I'm probably missing some as I'm going, but that'll be all right. I'm not perfect, y'all. Never have professed to be. We're getting down toward the end. Maybe I'll get to show y'all how this pea sealer works. Uh-oh. I see a couple down here I missed. Them need to be picked for sure. They're getting dry. Now see, like what I was talking about the bugs stinging them. You see them little marks on them right there? That's sting marks from bugs. I haven't sprayed them at all. I haven't put any kind of bug spray on them. Dawn dishwashing liquid works pretty good. Oh me. See how quiet it is out here? Though it's peaceful. You ain't got all the goings on. That's what I like. See, now here's one that's been gnawed on. See that bug on it right there? That beetle? That hasn't been eat up, so it ain't no good. That's alright, as long as they'll leave me some, they can have some too. Alright. Well, that's got us about a bucket full, so let's go up here and see what we can do with this pea sheller. Alright, y'all, so got this thing halfway cleaned up. It's still dirty. And Marcy's in here, and she knows I'm doing this. So if I go missing the rest of the week, y'all know what happened. She killed me because of this. It's really nasty. It's been on top of the barn. There's dirt all over and everything. I'm going to take the motor off of it later, clean it up real good, pressure wash it, get it real clean and spotless again. But, however, for tonight, for what we're doing, I cleaned the pan that the peas are going in. Here's the peas. I cleaned it in the sink real good. Alright. And I cleaned this tray on the inside. Now, these peas here has not been shelled yet. Okay? Now, come right up here, sis, and let me show. And Savannah's doing video for us, by the way. These rollers right here, y'all, when I turn it on, these rollers will spin, and you just feed it through like that. And then it comes out over here. Show them right here. Show them down there on the floor. See, I've got a bag of hulls there where it has come out this chute right here. So, let me get right here, and we'll start shelling some. It's pretty simple. It's just an electric motor right here with a belt and pulley on this side. It's got a small pulley on the motor, a big pulley down here, and the big pulley makes these rollers turn. And it's just got an electric switch. It's real simple, real simple. You just take the peas, feed them through like that. Now it's got a guard that goes on right here because they don't want you to get your hand caught in it, but for demonstration purposes of this video, I left it off so you can see what's happening. Now, as the peas go through them rollers, the holes go through the rollers, the peas are actually dropping down into that bucket under the bottom, or that pan. See, they'll get hung like that every once in a while. You can turn it off, that's the best thing to do. I don't really worry about it, I just keep shoveling them in there. I'll get it in a minute. But this is a whole lot better than doing it by hand, I can tell you that. Now there's an adjustment on these rollers, and let me turn this thing off. Right here, these little flathead screws, you can adjust these flathead screws to spread these rollers out or close them together. And the closer you close them together, the more apt it is to, it'll make the peas come out. It'll shell the peas, but it'll also crush them if you get them too tight. So you kind of got to play with it. These zipper peas are pretty small, you know, as y'all can see. So you kind of have to close it up a little bit as compared to like beans or something like that. You want to open it up. All right, let me get back to what I was doing. I'm trying to stay out of y'all's way where you can see. See if you can show them the underside. See, this is where the peas are coming out. See how the holes are coming out on that side? Can y'all see that? See it? By the way, y'all, this is Savannah's 16th birthday. She's gonna get her driver's license tomorrow. At least we hope she is, right? I just got this old gift bag sitting there on the floor. I need a bigger bucket. I probably should have brought my muck bucket in, and I would have been able to wring it a little bit better. That's what I was saying, like these right here, that the hole's a little bit drier, they'll actually shell easier. They'll go right in and go right through. The ones that are greener, a lot of times will get hung up. Kind of have to help them a little. But I mean, as y'all can see, this thing will eat up about whatever you can push in it. I just kind of want to show y'all in real time how fast it is. I mean, you know, for those of you that still shelling peas by hand, and I'll put the name of the manufacturer. I can't remember who makes it, but I'll find it out and I'll put it up there on the screen so y'all can go check them out if you want to. I don't even know if they still make them anymore. This thing's pretty old. I've had it about, I don't know, 10 or 15 years. I'm sure they probably still do. I believe it was a company down in Georgia that made it. Real popular in the South because we got a lot of peas. And you have to be mindful of what you're doing because you can get your hands caught in it. Pull my bowl out. And there's some that made it through that I didn't get, so I'm going to put them back up here in my pan. And then these little snaps, that's what my granny used to call snaps. We'll leave them snaps in there. That'll be good, they'll be good and tender. You can just eat the whole thing. Run these back through. Alright, let me make sure these are good. Alright, them are good. Now see, here's the holes. Let me turn this thing off. That way y'all can hear me a little better. Now, here's the holes. It gets them out real nice and clean. See, and then you got a sack full of holes down there. And, you know, I don't know what's this. What, 15 minutes? 15 minutes, maybe. A bucket. Or if you just sat in front of the TV watching Days of Our Life, those of you that know what I'm talking about, I'm sure you're laughing right now. That's what we used to do for fun when we was kids. You know, we would watch soap operas with Granny and shell peas. You know, or watch the evening news with my grandparents and shell peas, or sit out on the front porch and shell peas. But we did it by hand. You know, we had a big pan, wash pan. You put your peas in that wash pan, you sit there and shell them by hand. That's just the way we did it. This thing right here is the cat's meow when it comes to shelling peas. I don't have a whole lot of time, and that's why I bought this thing several years ago when I used to grow a real big garden, and man, did it make my life a whole lot better. So a 5-gallon bucket of peas shelled, I don't know, what do you think, sis? Maybe a gallon bag full?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. I mean, there's enough there. There's enough there for me to eat. But you know, I like peas. I like them a lot. Or you put these things on the stove and boil them, put some like ham hock or bacon in it and plenty of grease. You gotta have plenty of bacon grease in your peas. It just makes them taste so much better. But the next step I'm gonna do, y'all, is I'm gonna carry them over to the sink and I'm gonna put them in a boiler and wash them real good. I plan on cooking these babies pretty quick. Now, if you was gonna put them up, you would want to boil them on the stove, bring them up to a boil, and what old people call blanching. You bring it up to a boil, and once it starts boiling, just turn the eye off and let it cool. And then when it cools, put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer, and they'll keep. And then you have fresh peas. You can have fresh peas throughout the year. So anyway, look, thank y'all for hanging out. I know this ain't been the most exciting thing, but this is stuff that has to be done too. Stuff that I do here at the house. I'm going to be working on getting logging equipment moved over to Mr. David's brother's house, Mr. Terry Preston. We're going to start logging over there. And the ones of you that are waiting on the mules, I promise you, I'll have the mules back. Just be patient with me. It's been crazy here lately, having to switch gears and do all this mess. I hope y'all understand that. But look, thank y'all for watching, as always. And I'm going to be praying for you, each and every one of you. If you hear my voice right now, I'm praying for you because you're important to me and I love you. And as always, I'm going to put my email up here on the screen. If you need me, holler at me. Be glad to talk to you. Till next time, though, y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.